Hey everybody, it's me again and welcome to another series of videos. In these videos, I'm going to show you how to use NodeJS, MongoDB, and Express. Now, this is a new course that I'm teaching. I thought it would be helpful for my students to get some tutorials on this. What we're going to do is that we're going to start with Node.js, give you a little bit introduction of what is Node.js, install the tool that allows us to write some JavaScript code, an editor. Now you can use any editor you want, and run some samples, all right, in this video. So let's go ahead and get started. Now what is Node.js? Node.js in a nutshell is a server. It's a JavaScript server, allow you to run JavaScript on a server, okay? Now, in the past, if you've done any web technology, you have either have you used like an Apache, or you've used IIS, and then you have technology that allow you to run on the server, such as PHP, .NET, Java, all of that stuff. Well, the nice thing about this is that Node.js is that it allows you to run JavaScript on the server side. Okay. So to get started, all you need to do is that go to nodejs.org and download this. You will get an installation file. You run through it, and then just hit next, next, next at the default. Now, once you're done, what happens in your program, it will actually it'll install your code, your program, Node.js. It will be in program files, which is if you go to this PC, you go to C drive, then you will go to program files, and then you will find here down below, you will have Node.js. Okay, so that's where it gets installed after you install it. Now, inside of this, it has some commands. One command that is very important to us, this is that node. This is the server, node.exe. Now, there's another command that we'll use called node npm later on when we install different models. But for now, we will be using node. Okay, how do we use this node? Now, to run it, you can use it. You can if you are in Windows, you do right-click here and then command prompt. You go to the command prompt, and then the command prompt, because you installed it in the program file, you can type in node and hit enter. Now, node, it doesn't do anything by itself, so it reads JavaScript files, and it does something accordingly. Right now, I don't have any JavaScript files, so all it does, I can type in x equal 5, and then it gives me x equal 5. Okay, so you can do any JavaScript commands if you're familiar with it, and it does it in here. So that's how to execute Node. All right, to get out of it, all you do is that you hit Control-C twice, and then you're out. Okay, so I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to use a tool. There is a nice tool that you can download. It's called here. If you go click in here and type in Visual Studio. It's funny, Visual Studio Code. Okay, not Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code. And this, you can download this one. It allows you to do what? Allow you to write JavaScript, allow you to write code, and then it makes things a lot easier for you when you're writing a program. So after you install it, you will have a program called Visual Studio Code. To create a file, all you have to do is that you do File, and then you just save it as. So for example, you do save as, and then you give it a name. So this is a text file, but you can say my program1.javascript, and now it becomes a JavaScript file. It's empty, it doesn't do you anything, but now you can write JavaScript files. Okay. Now I have some sample programs. The purpose of this is not to teach you JavaScript. You should be familiar with JavaScript before you get to here. But I'm gonna show you some of the things some of the samples that are helpful, okay? And how do we run them in this Visual Studio Code? So I have a program. The first one that we have is called test.js. So I have a function in JavaScript This function receives two parameters, x and y. You add them up and you return the sum. Now here you have, this is your editor. Here's how you call the function, and then you store the result. You store it in a variable called result. After this, we print out the result, whatever x plus, whatever 5 plus 7. This is simplistic. But the purpose of this is to show you how we run a JavaScript file with Node. With the Visual Studio Code, you have actually a window down below. It shows you if you have any errors with your code, if you have any outputs, console, and then terminal. Terminal is what allow you the same command prompt that you have here actually is available for you in here. So now I can type in Node, and I'm in Node. Same example that I was there. So I say x equal 4. Now I got x equal 4. So to get out, Control C, and I'm out. Okay. You can issue any command, any DOS command. There are some commands that you should be familiar with DOS. I'm going to give you some of these commands. For example, CD is to change directory. So there is, if you know the name of the directory, you can type in the path. For example, CD program files, like this, and that would take me to program files if I type it right. Maybe it didn't like it. Okay, so let's do this. CD dot dot, it will take you one level up. CD dot dot will take you one level up. Now I am in CD, okay, and I'm in the root directory. Now if you type in dir, it'll show you dir is like list of folders. Okay, so I have program files. Maybe I didn't type it right. So what you can do CD program files like this. Okay, it doesn't like it again. If it doesn't like it because of the space, what you can do, you can put like this. You can put quotation. Why is it not liking that? That's why, because I'm not typing it right. Program files, right? Okay, now I'm in the program files. So now you are in the directory. Okay, now I'm telling you this because you need to be, you have to have some basic knowledge of the command lines, okay? There is CD to change directory. So if you can do, if I want to go back to where I was in C/node, okay, JS, I think it was called, and then inside of it, I was in JavaScript code, okay, to be where I am. So now I was able to go to that program, to that folder directory. Okay, so CD, dir. There is one more you can do, which is mk make directory to create a command, to create a folder. So my folder, like that, and now you can create, I created a directory called my folder. If I do dir, I will have that directory is called my folder. It's like creating a folder within Windows, but this is using the terminal. There's a command called clear CLS to clear the screen. Now I have clear screen. Okay, this is just a brief some commands that you need to be familiar with: change directory, make directory, and some DOS command. You can use the arrow, up arrow, the down arrow to list previous commands if you're not familiar with these either. So up arrow, down arrow will give you the previous command that you've typed. Okay. Now, if we want to run this program, I am in the same directory that I have these codes in, which is JavaScript code. So I can type in node and the name of the file, which is called test.js, JavaScript. Now, what happens, it reads that file for me, and the result is 12. All right? So that is how we use Visual Studio Code, how we write a small JavaScript program, and how we use it with NodeJS. Okay, that's just a brief introduction. I'm going to stop here. We'll come back and look at the different examples.